Hello everyone. Today my persuasive speech will be about why AI governance is an urgent necessity. I guess that through all of the advances in AI, all of us are relatively familiar with it, and perhaps some of its risks. But today I would like to argue for a very particular perspective of AI. So first, I would like to talk about deepfakes as an example of the risks of AI and thus propose the problem. We see that pictures and videos have been immensely important to our perception of the world. People have said what you see is what you get, and they have basically become our second pair of eyes. However, as AI advances, we can see that deepfakes have been severely challenging our trust. For example, how many of you have been fooled by this picture of Donald Trump being arrested until you notice that he has grown 3 legs? Because this was emphasized with Midjourney. So while many people have proposed different solutions to the deepfake problem per se, such as, for instance, creating model cards and user agreements for tools like Midjourney, I'd like to talk about the true underlying problem and how to solve it. In my opinion, the true problem is that AI itself has many capabilities and risks which many do not yet understand, and therefore it is difficult to create any actual enforceable guidelines for problems like deepfakes. Recently, for instance, experts have already noticed this problem and taken actions. So for instance, this is a report that was created in response to a call for proof by the British government about the risks of AI and how to manage them. So in this speech, I will argue for the importance of AI governance as a solution to this problem. The first thing I would like to emphasize is that AI is an existential threat. Of course, despite many fictional works say, we're not going to get nuked or get killed off by AI-controlled killer robots anytime soon. Definitely impossible. But the main danger of AI comes from another source that perhaps is less cool, but nevertheless much more related to our current reality. The problem is that AI is growing very rapidly. For instance, this is the predicted size of the US AI market size for US alone in the next 10 years. So you can see that it is rapidly growing, but much of it is still unknown because we don't yet know about how it thinks, we don't yet know about many of its patterns, etc. So ChatGPT, for instance, has already considerably revolutionized how we think, but despite that, how should we react to it? Well, let's look back to the internet revolution. It has also fundamentally transformed society, and from this we can see that the internet and its creation has also wreaked considerable social havoc. It has facilitated the spreading of false information, has empowered individuals with malicious intents, etc. So, for the AI age, we need to stop this from happening again. Now, I think governance is the best solution to this. Governance is defined as the active process of governing or overseeing, control, and directing something according to the dictionary. And in the specific context of AI, we need governance to help us look over its risks, basically audit what should be avoided and how it should be used, and to make decisions for the development of the entire field, rather than letting individuals make decisions on their own. Now, this is important because of many reasons. First reason I would like to give is a global collaboration, because AI models are for the entire humanity. They do not affect only single regions, unlike problems like economic development, which perhaps only affect the country for most decisions. Of course, in international trade, we have also seen a lot of governance, which is a good example. So collaboration between entities such as nations or companies are necessary to protect the interests of everyone. In addition, the sheer number of stakeholders, basically everyone is, makes collaboration even more important. And in contrast, if we rely on the judgment of individuals, that will lead to biases and unfairness based on who has the most resources, which is unwanted. In addition, we need to raise public awareness because people need to, again, know about how to use AI and what are its risks, how to use it properly and to the fullest. And that makes AI less of an unknown and therefore less of a risk. So through existing communication channels, governance can easily help with this. Another problem is the role of law. So basically cases like, for instance, New York Times versus OpenAI or Getty Images versus Stability AI, both about image copyright and what constitutes fair use, are difficult because there's no consensus. So governance needs to needs to create more legal guidelines that enforce ethical guidelines and therefore help enforce the rule of law onto the field of AI and its development. A commonly proposed alternative solution is open sourcing. For instance, Turing Award winner Jan LeCun is a very outspoken promoter of this. However, this is unlikely to be a suitable solution to AI problems unlike other technological problems. As Geoffrey Hinton, another Turing Award winner, has said, open sourcing AI is kind of similar to open sourcing nuclear weapons. It does not work that way. It's not simply because the community itself can control the other tools that potentially malicious agents can get control of this. If you have a nuclear bomb, any individual could easily use it to destroy a city, and similar things happen with the best AI. Because most of it is unknown, it is difficult to form consensus, and its destructive power is too large for open sourcing, which therefore is not a good alternative to governance. For the final takeaway, I would like to talk about deepfakes again. Actually, think about how we have been able to create text and verbal deepfakes, aka lies, for thousands of years as well, right? But that doesn't exactly destroy our society just because our mistrust for each other. Therefore, technology and its advances, like for instance writing or language, is not the true thing to fear. The same thing goes with AI or deepfakes. The true religion is our mistrust of each other, and therefore with proper measures, such as governance, which is highly important, I believe that we can continue to trust each other and live in harmony in any age with AI and new technology. So thank you all very much.